In this video, I'm gonna talk about 10 Facebook ad secrets that have helped our clients make over $30 million in revenue in the last 3.5 years. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what we did for them in 10 easy steps that allow them to make multiple six figures per month for their wholesale business. My name is Esteban Andrade. I'm the founder of Hustle Media, a digital marketing company for real estate investors and wholesalers. And I run an SMMA agency that makes multiple 7 figures per year. And I'm gonna tell you all these secrets for free because I want you to understand why Facebook ads and Instagram ads work really well for your business to make a lot of money and ultimately close more deals. So the tip number one is a lot of people actually complicate targeting and copy and all these Facebook ads, and therefore they don't really make it work for their business. And the most important thing that you got to do and put more your effort and money into is your headline. So the headline, just like you open an email because it has a great headline that is catchy, that has a punchline that you want to open it, it's the same application towards your Facebook ad or Instagram ad. But where do you actually use that headline? The real headline actually goes on the first 2-3 lines before there is a blue see more button that actually allows you to see the rest of the text. So this is the headline that is going to potentially get your leads and your potential clients to actually stop and do something about your ad. In there, you're going to include your offer. So there's different offers that work really well for wholesalers and investors. And in 2024, the best offers that you could ever give to a homeowner is to help them, whether it's a cash offer or help them whether it's a full price top dollar offer that is close to retail value, similar to what Novations can do for them, creative financing can do for them. So in order to make your headline the best, you have to treat it as a hook. A hook is going to be punchy, gets people in with a high curiosity, high intent, interest, because they're going to make them stop in their scrolling, and then they're gonna continue reading, interacting, engaging with the ad. So think about an email or think about blogs or a newspaper or whatever it is that is going to stop you from doing what you're doing and continuously read that. So if your hook and your copy is the best, you really don't need to actually go into a deep interest targeting. What you gotta do is really leave it open, and leaving it open will allow Facebook to use its algorithm and its AI to actually find the motivated sellers and the right people for your business and for you to capture the best type of quality leads. Tip number 2 is video always wins over pictures. So aesthetic creative is always a good creative to have because you can always iterate to it many different times. You can go to canva.com and put together a house and different headlines and different colors, and you can iterate it very, very well and quickly. However, video will always bring more familiarity to your audience, which will eventually breed trust, and then eventually now that's going to help you make more sales because video is going to show you as a human being, and people are going to be building rapport with you, are going to get to know you a little bit more. Even if it is like a 10, 15, or 20-second video, that is going to change everything that it does for your salespeople, because now your salespeople are going to go into a call and the seller is going to say, hey, I thought that was you in the video. Is that you in the video? And you could potentially say, yeah, I mean, I am the one talking in the video, or that could be a team member that actually is part of the entire promotional part of the business and is really helping you. But having video that really gets the attention, it's really important. Here's a quick framework on how to create a video. So you start with your hook, where you actually hook them. It's punchy, you say something to get their attention, and most of the time it's an offer or laying out their pain points. But the hook is the first thing. The second thing is gonna be the story or the content. So what else are you gonna talk about? What pain points, benefits you're gonna cover, how you have helped other people, the testimonials, case studies, and some credibility about you and what you're able to do for them. And the third part of the framework is how you're gonna close them. Some sort of call to action. Tell them to do something. And that could be clicking on the link or call them, or that could be doing a comment on the ad. But most of the time you want them to actually click on the learn more button so that they actually go into your funnel and start filling out the form and you capture their information. So if you follow that framework, it's gonna be easier for you to do a video. If not, you can always go to a Fiverr.com and hire an UGC, user-generated content actor. That person is highly trained, highly qualified on doing videos that are gonna be 15 to 30 second long, sometimes a minute long, but the shorter that you keep it on Meta, which is Instagram and Facebook, it's gonna be better for the algorithm. But you gotta watch out, because doing a good video is an art. So you have to have the right message, you have to have the right delivery, and you have to have the right quality of the video. Just make sure that you put an effort in the video, because that is going to impact the people that you're helping, which are homeowners. The third thing is Facebook is so smart right now that it uses a really powerful algorithm and a really powerful AI mechanism that ultimately learns who your real avatar is. So as long as you're actually including it in the copy, as long as you're actually covering all the pain points, putting all the benefits, inserting the right keywords, that is going to give Facebook what it needs in order to target the right people that you want. So you don't need to stack up interest-based targeting, you just need to leave it open, and that is going to help you even more. So for example, right now, Facebook removed the option that housing category can actually target the people that are living in a specific county or in a specific city. So what you want to do is you want to include the specific county or the specific city in the copy itself. It could be at the beginning of the copy, or it could be right at the end of the copy, where people are going to be relatable to that specific county, that specific city. And Facebook is also going to read that, and now it's going to put a lot more effort into only capturing people that are in that specific area. You can't overthink targeting. Focus on training your pixel. And the pixel is the tracker or that spy that is going to really help you find the right people. The pixel is something that you have to be seasoning over time. If you don't have a pixel that is being seasoned inside of a website or a landing page, or if you go to a marketing agency and they don't really have a seasoned pixel where they're ultimately haven't been running for more than 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, a year, then they don't have enough data to actually feed one pixel or multiple pixels. For example, us, we've been running this for 3.5, almost 4 years, where we have data from more than 350 real estate investors and wholesalers and businesses that have been running all across the US, that now we combine that data and we combine it into the multiple pixels that we actually own. And every single time that we create a new pixel, that pixel is feeding the data of the different pixels that actually have been seasoned. Number 4, and this could be a lot of speculation and it might be a little bit controversial, but Facebook is so big that they have their own internal scraper that basically is going to take the information that Google has from all the different websites that have contact information, or even the websites that are being searched by users on Google, that is going to mask off the data that is behind every single search. So if you are searching on Google and you want to figure out what's your ultimate IP, what's your ultimate address, your name, your number, your email, and that one that you use all across the search engines, well, Facebook has already created a bot and an AI that masks off that information, and it uses that data in order to make their algorithm and their AI way better. So that means that you can now use their technology, which uses high level of AI quality, in order to also use the same data that Google actually has or Google provides of people that are searching online, showing the intent of actually selling their house. Remember that Facebook actually determines the interest and the behavior of people based on how they scroll, how they use their phones, how do you use the app. Getting that data, whether that's a high engagement, you click on the ad, you open the ad, you play the video, you go up and down, whatever it is that you do, all that data is being fed to the algorithm, which eventually your seasoned pixel actually learns. The 5th thing is that landing pages are better than lead forms. The reason why we use landing pages is very simple. Lead forms are an easy way for people to actually input their information input their phone number and email because Facebook always has their information saved of every single contact that signs up to Facebook. So it auto-populates that information, which means that they don't put any effort into actually writing that down on their phone. It is so easy that the level of intent actually is lost a little bit. We do split test both landing page and Facebook lead forms all the time between every single client, but it's shown over and over that when people put more effort into doing something, it is a higher correlation with their intention. So that means that if we increase the friction and we try to reduce the noise or the garbage that comes off from the lead form by just adding a landing page and a form, that is going to increase your lead quality. If you don't know how to create a landing page, well, Alex Hormozi has created a book called $100 Million Leads. And in a section of it, it actually shows how you can create a very simple landing page where you have the big headline with the hook or that offer that you could potentially provide to them, benefits, pain points that you can solve for them, a VSL, which is a video sales letter, or even if it is without a VSL, there's going to be also a button that leads to a form that ultimately is going to ask them questions. And after that, they're going to be able to answer more questions or book an appointment with you. So if you want to really learn how to create a landing page, go to Alex Hormozi or acquisition.com/leads. I believe that's the one that it is. So it's a link that he actually teaches on how to generate leads on different forms, including paid advertising, which he uses meta ads a lot. Number 6 is when you add qualifying questions to the entire lead conversion experience, now you're going to increase the quality of these leads. So 3 to 4 questions, apart from the crucial questions that you need to ask to get their information. So apart from their email, phone number, name, and address of the property, is good enough to pre-qualify these individuals and go through a landing page and ask them questions. Now we do ask in total questions, including their contact information, 5 to 13 questions. This increases the quality a lot. And apart from just using video to capture higher quality, a great landing page, now we also have great qualifying questions that gives us enough information about the person. So you can create a survey where at the very beginning it captures that information and it sends that data immediately to the acquisition managers or to the CRM itself. And then it will continuously look like we're asking more questions, but in reality now we have captured some information about that. If you take a look at billion-dollar companies like Open Door, it shows how much of an experience it gives to their leads and to the people that go into their website, which means that user experience on them answering these questions is extremely important for any online marketing channel that you run out there. And Open Door actually applies this really well, and that's why they're a billion-dollar company that captures a lot of their leads or majority of their leads from Meta and Google Ads and even YouTube ads. The 7th point is that now you have to be better at targeting or tracking down the data of the proper leads that you want. What that means is that conversion API is one of the biggest things that needed to be worked on in the last few years. After Apple removed the ability to track down people based on cookies, now you have to be able to track them based on API or different technologies that still allows you to capture even more information, because now you can't track them the same way that you used to track them, because now people are able to opt out of being tracked based on cookies. Well, now you have to use platforms like Go High Level that does a decent job to capture the API information, and Go High Level is CRM that is made for you to actually have great speed to lead and great tracking, great lead management, and actually build amazing funnels. However, there is different apps that you can also use. I'm gonna leave a few links in the comments below so that you can sign up either to an agency that manages their Go High Level for real estate investors and wholesalers. It's called REI Rocket Force. or I'll make you sign up to the Go High Level website itself where you have to build your own thing. The best way to track conversion API, I found that there is a platform called Hyros. So Hyros is a platform that allows you to track things to the T. So if you want to go granular, where you want to get 2 times more out of the same data, Hyros have created one of the best technology that is going to help your Meta ads or even your Google ads to perform better, because it's going to capture the right individuals that convert or are actually the right clients for you, and going to feed that data back to Facebook, back to Instagram or Google, and is going to make your tracking even better, but also is going to give you better, higher quality results, because now their AI is going to tell you how to optimize, when to optimize, and eventually optimize that for you. So when you go to Hyros, you will find that Alex Becker has created one of the most insane AI trackers in the marketplace that a lot of agencies and marketers actually use for their clients, or if you run a high-level business and run a lot of marketing dollars. Using Hyros is going to increase your return on investment for at least 3, 4, 5x, guaranteed. The 8th secret is that marketing needs to be talking with sales at all times, and this is a co-relationship. This is an environment where you need to create a co-living, two-way street, that marketing needs to know what's happening with sales and sales needs to know what's happening with marketing. So with your salespeople, they need to understand what type of offers are there in the front end, and how does the front end offer is going to be seen by these potential leads that they're going to be talking to. If the salespeople know this, then they need to know how to reframe the conversation for that sales process to happen properly. So if they're seeing, for example, that the ad says, hey, I will be able to give you full price or top cash offer for your house, well, the salespeople need to actually know that this lead actually saw this type of ad. And if the lead asks more about these questions or about this offer, the salesperson needs to know how to reframe it back into following the right path. So for example, oh yeah, I want a full price for my house. Yeah, not a problem. We work all the time with homeowners that get full price for their house, but some of them also get cash offers that are not necessarily full price. And in order for me to create a really good offer that fits you and makes sense for us as well, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions about currently where you are and what your property looks like and kind of where you want to be. So that way I'm gonna be able to create a custom offer for you and give you the best thing that your property needs and that you need. Make sense? Yes. So this is one way to reframe the conversation. And if you don't do this as a salesperson and don't understand marketing really well, you're potentially going to struggle. But once you start talking with your marketing team and understanding how marketing is being done, that is going to change your game. However, when you start talking, getting feedback loops in, and ultimately teaching the salespeople how to do the things that they're supposed to do, now that is going to be a better outcome for both. So have feedback loops, make sure that you have a conversation between both, understand how each marketing channel works. And this is very important that every marketing channel has a different way to go about the sales process. Cold call leads is totally different than Facebook ads, Instagram leads. PPC leads is different than cold call or direct mail, but it's similar to Meta ads leads. The way that you approach the sales process, the very beginning of the sales process, all the way where you're following up and nurturing them, is totally different. So if you don't know where your leads are coming from, what type of marketing channel they're coming from, then that is going to be something that is going to put a big bottleneck or a big hole in your business. But as soon as you start understanding how each marketing channel works, whether that's direct mail, cold call, SMS marketing, Meta ads, Google ads, PPC, or even pay per lead, which is basically the same thing as PPC or Facebook ads, then you're gonna be able to have a better experience for your leads. The ninth thing is that Facebook is better off combined with Google. When you start combining both marketing channels and both platforms together, now you're gonna have the data that comes from intent-based search leads that are actually searching online, I need to sell my house. How do I sell my house without a realtor? And you start combining this data that people are coming to Google with Meta, and now you're going to become omnipresent. Well, what happens is that you have to install your pixel inside of your Google landing pages, inside of your websites where you're doing heavy SEO. And this is going to feed the algorithm on Facebook and ultimately feed your pixel, train your pixel better of what type of leads we actually want, what type of clients we actually want. And when you combine both, you're going to become even more omnipresent. So if you've ever thought about or think about someone that you see everywhere online, where you've done a Google search, you click on an article, and that article happened to be from them, or you click on their website, or you click on their YouTube channel, and then you go back into any Meta platform and you see them again, and they're giving you a different offer or a re-offer. That means that they have mastered the art of working with Google and Meta. And you can also combine YouTube advertising in this, and the mix is going to be amazing. So once you start making money on Facebook or making money on Google, make sure that you add the other channel that is complementary to the other one and become omnipresent, and you're gonna get most out of the same marketing dollars and ultimately decrease the cost per lead for each one of them. Number 10 is that sometimes Facebook hits off the wrong audience. So there was an example where there's a client that is having the same type of campaign, the same targeting, the same type of ads, the same video, everything in this specific geographic location. And there's another client that has exact same thing in a different location. And this client was actually having a 7% conversion rate, as opposed to this client was having about 3.5% conversion rate. So just as half as good. Now, even though there's elements such as the skill sets of sales, follow-up, nurture, being able to have different exit strategies that come into play, we realize that because we need feedback loops as a marketing partner, we understand that sometimes Facebook Meta goes to different type of pockets of population that is not necessarily the best type of pocket of the population. So we might be getting people that are costing us more to get with way more cost per lead, and maybe the quality is not there just yet. So having a feedback loop between your marketer partner and between your salespeople and acquisition managers is crucial, so that you can get back into the right groove. And the greatest media buyers are going to help you get back on track and put it in the right rail, because once Facebook starts learning from the wrong audience, then the only way for you to actually change this up is to activate a different campaign, duplicate that campaign, and ultimately play with the algorithm once again. So you teach the algorithm to not go to that other type of audience that was not giving you the best type of results or the best type of cost per lead or even lead quality, lead volume, and put it back on track. So make sure that when you talk with your media buyer or your marketing partner, that they understand all of this. So if you found any value whatsoever in this video, my mission is that you learn how to create a business where now you're having digital marketing systems in place. Remember that in order to build a business, you need to have systems in place, and in order to scale your business, you have to have the right people. So when you have the right people that are going to potentially give you a better return of investment based on the same amount of marketing dollars, such as including online marketing, PPC, Facebook ads. Now that's how you're gonna scale infinitely in a very predictable way, and you're gonna have the best type of results for your marketing dollars. Before choosing any type of marketing partner, make sure that you speak with our team at hustlemedia.com or motivatedselleronline.com, where we could potentially help you by doing this for you, or even teaching you how to do this internally. So if you found any value, also subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me the thumbs up so that it helps the YouTube algorithm. If you have any question whatsoever, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments below. See you in the next video.